My 16-year-old daughter thinks I'm boring. I can't really blame her. I spend most of my days in front of a computer typing away in silence. Even I'll admit my job doesn't sound sexy. I'm a translator here at the bank. But translation might just be the most important service at the IDB that nobody talks about. It's the secret in secretaria. Translation plays an essential role in every bank decision. No project, policy, strategy, or budget can be approved without it. The IDB Charter defines the institution's 4 official languages, and regulations determine the 2 working languages. So IDB documents have to be translated. And while I see translation as a fascinating, mysterious, engaging process, my passion, I realize that many consider it no more than a necessary inconvenience, a time-consuming, expensive, administrative burden. Today, I want you to walk away from this talk with a new understanding of translation and why it matters to you, to the bank, and to all of us. All translators are bilingual, but very few bilinguals are translators. Just about everybody in this room speaks 2 or more languages. But being multilingual doesn't qualify you to translate. The IDB's documents require its translators to write like financial, fiduciary, and procurement specialists, economists, auditors, attorneys, and experts in every sector the bank works in. And IDB translators not only translate between Spanish, French, Portuguese, and English, we also need to be fluent in British. Translation's hard. It's not just replacing words in one language with words in another. It's much more. You read a text in a foreign language, process it, research it, understand every nuance, and then you climb into the author's skin and recreate it in your native language. It takes time. Translation is a knowledge-intensive service provided by trained, experienced professionals. You get what you pay for. And IDB documents are far too nuanced, complex, and human for Google Translate to be much use. Let me give you a quick example of the kinds of challenges IDB translators face every day. Take, for example, the Spanish term presidente. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is a country's head of state, the president. But sometimes it's most correctly rendered as prime minister, as in the case of Spain. It can also refer to the Speaker of the House, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Texts, Mr. Moreno is the president of the IDB, but he's also the chairman of the board of executive directors of the IIC. And every IDB group committee has a chairperson. The original for all of these titles includes the Spanish term presidente, and choosing the wrong English title could be disastrous. So one way to keep all these straight, is to use the bank's style manuals, which are available on every bank computer in English and Spanish by typing style manuals into your browser. Now, I've translated everything from homes to patents for all kinds of clients, and I've fixed translations so poorly done that they've cost companies millions. And I can tell you one thing, the bank cannot afford to get its translations wrong. When you do your best work as a translator, no one notices. And no, there isn't a machine behind the secretary's office that churns out the translations like sausages. We're a team of over 20, many of whom are here today, with hundreds of years of combined experience. Each year, every translator in the section translates and revises more than the equivalent of the complete works of Shakespeare and Don Quixote. Since 2009, that's about 100 million words, representing almost 85 billion in IDB financing. So the next time you find yourself writing for the bank, oh no, excuse me. So how does translation help the IDB improve lives? Translation builds consensus among the bank's diverse constituencies. It allows the IDB group's decision-making bodies to do their work, negotiate, reach agreements, and make a difference. Translation dramatically increases the potential for IDB projects to be replicated, both regionally and globally. And in emergencies, translations enable rapid disbursements that can literally save lives. So the next time you find yourself writing for the bank, write clearly, concisely, and unambiguously for the world, not for yourself. When you submit a document for translation, Make sure it's as close to final as possible. Changes to documents in the translation process. Use valuable bank resources that could certainly be better spent in the countries themselves. And above all, be mindful that your writing will be translated and that translation matters. And I will bear in mind that no matter what my teenage daughter thinks, every word I translate helps make our region and our world a better place to live. Thank you very much.